And like, you can't ignore that segment of your fan base. You can't. We're going to carve out our own little space in hockey for ourselves, like whether you like it or not. The only question is like, are we going to buy your merch? Are we going to go to your tickets? Are we going to go to your games? And I think that's, something that you can see, there might be a situation where like one team just knows like, hey, we got a lot of money from gay people. We're just going to really lean into that. Hi, my name is Nora Anderson. I am American. I currently live in New York, but I'm originally from Ohio. I play ice and roller hockey for fun. And when I'm not doing that, I'm either Olympic weightlifting or I'm going to my job as a lawyer.
Very cool. How did Nora get into hockey?
So I really got into ice hockey. I have always really been into sports. I played youth soccer. I did softball when I was in high school, and it was right after I finished my undergraduate degree that, I was trying to get into running, trying to get into other sports. I just wasn't really into them. And my roommate at the time put on one of the first games of the National Women's Hockey League. And I looked at that and I thought, that looks cool. I could do that. That looks fun. I had grown up kind of with hockey around because I'm originally from Columbus and my home neighborhood is about a 30-minute walk from the Columbus Blue Jackets, like arena district, arena zone, their high performance facilities. But I had just never gotten into it. And just the idea that like other women can go around and play ice hockey just seemed really fun. So I saved up some money. I got some rollerblades. I learned how to roller skate. And from there, I moved to playing ice hockey, and I still play both today. But yeah, I've had the opportunity to play house league, play travel league, play club for Ohio State, and just, overall have a lot of fun with it.
That's so cool. And it's such a unique story to, start later in life and then work your way to like club hockey. And it's just really awesome.
Yeah. Particularly for me, like being from Ohio, like being able to represent Ohio State at the club level, it's kind of a dream come true for me. As a kid, I wanted to be Brutus Buckeye when I grew up. Didn't live out that dream, but yeah, no, it's definitely taken me a lot of places. I've met a lot of really cool people because of it.
What do you love about hockey?
I think for me, the thing I love most about hockey is, again, the ability to meet new people, the camaraderie, especially. Like you can go so many places in the world and you can just meet new people because of ice hockey, just because you both play the same game.
So true. That said, based off your intersections of identities, how could hockey be better for you? And also, how could it be better for the queer community as a whole?
I'm going to say, like, when you're playing with, like, when I'm a lesbian woman playing with other lesbian women or playing with LGBT people, or even just like most women, like being a lesbian is not a problem. I don't want to say like every woman who plays ice hockey is a lesbian, but there's like a hard Venn diagram overlap. And that's true through like house leagues, learning to skate, all the way up to like professional on the Olympic level. I mean, if I had $1 for every USA women's hockey player that's married a Canadian hockey player, I'd have like $3. That's not a lot, but it's happened 3 times. But when it's just when you start to play, when you start to creep into that, like, I don't want to say like old hockey, but like people who are like, oh yes, my family's been playing hockey for 6 generations. Like that is when you start to see homophobia. And I do hate to say it, but like when you start playing co-ed leagues, when you start playing men's leagues, like that's when you start to see homophobia. That's not saying that like women are exempt from homophobia. Like there are a lot of girl bosses out there. There are a lot of, lesbophobes out there. There are a lot of homophobes out there. But, I think it's also kind of a self-selection because hockey's not a cheap sport to play. You have to have a certain amount of money to play hockey. And that's not just like league fees, but that's, having the free time to go and block out like 3 hours of your life to get to the rink, get dressed, play, get undressed, go back home. But also like, especially if you're a woman in hockey, buying women's hockey gear is expensive. Like I have special women's chest pads for women and they're like 3 times the amount of men's chest pads. And,
that's
as a result, from self-selecting among like people who have the means and the ability to play ice hockey, you're going to get people who may or may not have met gay people before, who may or may not be familiar with the fact that like lesbians play hockey, or who have spent their life surrounded by people who are just like them and are very uncomfortable when someone different from them starts playing a game where they've always found solace in people like them. So, you know, I definitely think a lot of it is just, you know, I think we have this idea that sports are open and available to women. That's not always true. You know, when I was in Ohio, when I was in Cincinnati in particular, like I would often be like the only woman or one of two women on the whole team. And so, you know, given the overlap between women who play hockey and lesbians who play hockey, I'm often the only gay person on the team. And so, you know, having that double hit of I'm the only woman here, I'm the only gay person here, that's often a recipe for like negative interactions in ice hockey. So I think one of the things that was really upsetting was, and this was like house league, you know, some guy mismanaged the puck. I picked it right out of him, got a shot on goal, did not score. And he like threatened to like physically hurt me like across the rink. And like, this is like men's like D League 11 p.m. like ice hockey. Like it's not that deep, guys. We all just go out to the parking lot and drink afterwards.
It's really sad, and all those things. I'm still mind boggled by the fact that women spend more for chest pads and shoulder pads than
I think
men.
it's partial. It's like a chicken and egg situation. And this is something that I really, really felt passionately about when I was in Columbus. I think it's kind of a chicken and egg situation. And I think that's also can extend to LGBT people as well, where it's like, I don't want to play unless there's other gay people there. But we can't get a group of gay people to play unless we're already playing. And so one of the things I'm really excited about now that I've moved to New York is that there's a whole gay hockey league here, and it's all gay people all the time. I mean, I don't think you have to be gay, but it's like highly encouraged that you are gay. And it's just a very, you know, hopefully like productive environment where we're all here to learn, we're all here to play. No, like if we win, we win. If we don't, we still get to drink. So, you know, I think it's one of those issues where it's like, if you make something for a specific community, like women's chest pads, you know, people are going to buy them, but unless you have that community already playing, you're not going to make the product. And I don't want to give it to any, you know, major hockey retailer, because I think they all have their issues, but like, I think it's kind of being driven in a, like, again, a circular motion where you have like major women's players saying like, hey, I think it would be cool if we had like women's chest pads, and then retailers saying, okay, we'll make them. And then women seeing that there are products for them and then buying them and then producing more women. So
Totally makes sense.
yeah, and I think especially for LGBT people as well, like if I was going to go to a game and I knew that I was going to be the only like gay person there, I'm really only going to go if I'm like desperate. But if it's like, hey, the Gay Hockey Association needs you to drive an hour and a half from Cincinnati to Columbus to play a game, oh my God, I'm there. Like so easily. Like if I'm just going to be like gender neutral locker room, we're all there hanging out, cracking a cold one with the friends, about to play hockey. Like obviously I'm going to be there. I'm going to drive so long for that.
No, I get it. I completely agree. And that's, you know, it's a good point.
Yeah.
What keeps you in hockey?
I think what keeps me in hockey specifically is the friends that I have and the friends that I know I'm going to make. One of the things that I really miss about the pandemic is that there's no hockey camps, which is good because there shouldn't be. But, you know, I would go to Marie Philippe Poulin and Carolyn Ouellette's camp like every year, and I would see my old friends and I would meet new friends. We would hang out, you know, after we're done skating. And, you know, when you join a new team, you meet new people. When you go play a tournament, you meet new people. It's just a fantastic way to like, you know, connect with other people. And honestly, for me, the good experiences far outweigh the bad. The first trans person I ever met was through playing hockey with the Gay Hockey Association in Columbus. But yeah, it's just meeting new people, building upon something that you already have in common. And I think ultimately our shared love of the game makes more connections than it does make divisions.
I love it.
I think also you're going to have, I think for me, it's more of like creating a cognitive dissonance in people where it's like, okay, well, I hate gay people and I shouldn't play hockey. Like they shouldn't play hockey versus like, I really enjoy playing with her. How do I connect the two? And it's the thing of like, if you know someone who's LGBT and playing hockey, you're probably going to make more of a space in hockey for LGBT people. Unfortunately, that requires someone to like stand up and like deal with the environment that's already happening. And I mean, if I can make the environment for other lesbians, non-binary people, gay men, trans people to be more welcome in hockey, like go for it. I can take it.
What gives you hope for queer people in the sport?
I love gay people. Like I can't stress this enough. Like I woke up this morning and I was like, I love gay people. I mean, that also helps because I'm waking up next to another woman in bed. But there's so many of us. Whether or not you know that your favorite player is LGBT, I mean, we know there are gay men playing in the NHL. There's probably trans women playing in the NHL. We just don't know it yet. The sport itself, the fan base itself, like I don't know if you go on hockey Twitter, it's all lesbians. It's literally all lesbians. Like I don't want to erase like other genders in here, but it's a lot of lesbians. And like you can't ignore that segment of your fan base. You can't. We're gonna carve out our own little space in hockey for ourselves, like whether you like it or not. The only question is like, are we gonna buy your merch? Are we gonna go to your tickets? Are we gonna go to your games? And I think that's something that you can see. There might be a situation where like one team just knows like, hey, we got a lot of money from gay people. We're just gonna really lean into that. Like, and I'm absolutely gonna single out I have never met a person who works for the Columbus Blue Jackets that's straight, except for the players. And even then, do we know? Like Columbus is such a gay city, it's unreal. And so they really lean into that, at least as far as I know, when it comes to their pride marketing. They're like, yeah, that being said, I still want to see Nina West on skates. But that's up to Nina West.
Oh,
but I think honestly,
I've been bugging Nina to do it.
Do it.
We're like Twitter friends and stuff, so I've been bugging Nina for a while.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I think we're already here. It's just, do you want to make space for us? Like, I promise you, like, we will come to the games. Like, we'll promote it. Like, I don't know if you know this, but like, if you get one gay person in and they'll like it, we'll tell all of our friends. Like, we'll do it. And especially through social media, like, that's free marketing, which is what you're doing. But I think it can work really well. I think part of the success of women's pro hockey, both of their leagues, has just been on building a really solid social media, like building a really solid fan base. And especially when you go online, like that's all gay people. It's all gay people.
Nora, is there anything you'd like to add?
Hi, if you're gay and you want to play hockey, you should do it. You should play ball hockey. You should play roller hockey. You should play ice hockey, especially if you live in New York. I want to be your friend. And if not, even if you're not into hockey, find a sport. Like find something physical to do with your body, with your friends. If that's going to do yoga in the park with your friends, if that's playing basketball, if that's doing weightlifting, like I really like to do, go for it. Like have fun, build strength, enjoy yourself, meet new people.
Nora, I want to thank you so much. So incredible. Your enthusiasm, your passion, it just exudes. And I'm so grateful that you did this. Thank you.
Thank you, Brock.